Let's suppose the White House under a particular president called Google, Meta, Facebook. It's a private actor, right?
It is, Senator.
Can I sue them if they take one of my comments about the COVID vaccine off as a violation of my rights?
I believe if the private actor is actually in active conspiracy with the government, they could be sued as acting under the color of law.
You know the law, don't you, Judge?
I hope so. I'm glad I'm passing this national bar exam.
Sometimes the FCC scares me right now. We haven't given the FCC the right to regulate freedom of speech, have we?
You have required the FCC to regulate broadcasters pursuant to the public interest.
And who decides what the public interest is? What if the FCC is in the hands of someone whose politics you disagree with?
As General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, it's my job to follow the law. I will do so.
Be careful. You're getting into the foothills of violating First Amendment.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the state action.
The state action doctrine means that normally a private actor is not subject to the Constitution. It has to be something done by the state, whether it be the state or the federal government.
Right. And why is that?
It's because the Constitution relates to the government rather than to individuals. The Constitution is supposed to protect individuals.
Does that mean that a private actor can never be successfully accused of violating my constitutional rights?
No, Section 1983 is a statute, and it says that if someone's acting under color of law, even if they're a private actor, they can be violating your Constitution.
What if Section 1983 doesn't apply? What if it's just well, let me put it another way. Let's suppose the White House under a particular president called Google. No, strike that. Let's call Facebook and said, if you don't stop publishing comments that question the COVID vaccine, we're going to punish you the rest of your natural life. And Facebook says, gotcha, we'll stop. And they do. Now, Meta, Facebook, it's a private actor, right?
It is, Senator.
Can I sue them if they take one of my comments about the COVID vaccine off as a violation of my rights?
I believe if the private actor is actually in active conspiracy with the government, they could be sued as acting under the color of law.
Yeah. What's the standard? What does color of law mean?
It means that that they're acting as if they were the government, Senator.
Okay. Well, let's take a public utility. They're heavily regulated by the government. Are they a government actor?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because they're a private entity, and that doesn't mean they're not heavily regulated. They're not subject to all the statutes the government can pass. The government can impose all kind of requirements on them, but they are a private entity.
Okay. You know the law, don't you, Judge?
I hope so. I'm glad I'm passing this national bar exam.
Mr. Kandub, am I saying your name right?
Yes, you are, Senator.
Mr. Kandub, you're general counsel of the FCC.
That is correct, sir.
All right, explain to me like you're talking to a 10th grader what business it is of the FCC if a television network criticizes a political figure.
Senator, as General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to venture into that issue.
I do. Explain the law to me. I mean, why doesn't I mean, this stuff scares me. Yeah, sometimes the FCC scares me right now. I don't like some of the stuff that is said on television, but why doesn't what business is it of the FCC? Educate me.
Radio and television broadcasters hold licenses from the federal government through a scheme that this body created beginning in 1927 in the Radio Act and then carried on in 1934 in the Communications Act.
Well, we haven't given the FCC the right to regulate freedom of speech, have we?
You have required the FCC to regulate broadcasters pursuant to the public interest.
And who decides what the public interest is?
It is the judgment of the FCC following precedent and following the law.
Doesn't that scare you? What if the FCC is in the hands of someone whose politics you disagree with?
Senator, as General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, it's my job to follow the law. I will do so in good faith, carefully studying precedent and applying the law to the facts.
Okay, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. All I'm saying is, y'all be careful. You're
Understood.
getting you're getting into the foothills of violating First Amendment.
Understood, sir.
Thank you for the indulgence, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Welch.
Thank you. I'd like to just continue that line of questioning from Senator Kennedy. I share his concern. I mean, my understanding is that the president, who had been a political candidate against Kamala Harris, was complaining about favoritism on a CBS interview of Kamala Harris. And FCC, Mr. Kennedy, opened an investigation. Is that right?
Thank you for your question, sir, Senator Welsh. As General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, I think it would be inappropriate for me to discuss that matter. It's an ongoing matter.
Well, did you or did you not at the FCC open an investigation? That's public information, isn't it?
Again, I would have to check to see exactly the status of that case. But
I'm
again,
not
it's
asking about the status of the case. I'm asking you, did you open an investigation? It's been publicly reported you did.
Again, as Federal General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, I don't think it's appropriate to comment on ongoing matters.
Well, I'm going to give the answer that Senator Kennedy gave. I do. I mean, it's publicly reported that you opened an investigation. You're denying that, or you just won't say?
I'm not denying that, sir.
All right. So with not asking about the details of this investigation, in an investigation about bias, what was the basis? What would be the basis of you opening that investigation?
Again, as General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, my job is not to make policy. My job is simply to advise the chairman and the commission as to the advisability
Right, I'm
of...
commissioner of FCC, and I say to you as general counsel, I want to investigate this. What are the parameters by which you would evaluate whether my request as your boss to open an investigation about a report on a major network should be done or not done?
Again, Senator Welsh, as General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission, my job is to give legal advice about possible alternatives.
Do you think that there's a chilling effect on political speech if the agency that has the capacity to take away a license decides to open an investigation?
Again, Senator, I'm
I'm
General
not
Counsel,
asking you in your
other-
capacity. You know, if the FCC has authority to issue licenses and even revoke them, right?
That is the authority that Congress gave the Federal Communications
So the answer
Commission.
to that is yes.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
All right, so if the FCC that has that authority goes after CBS, ABC, NBC, because it wants to, quote, investigate something, is there no consideration given by the general counsel of the FCC that this has significant chilling impacts on the broadcast networks?
Senator, as general counsel, I give legal advice, much of which is protected by attorney-client privilege, as well as other legal and professional obligations.
Civilian equivalent of taking the fifth. I'm not asking you about the investigation. I'm asking you about public policy. All right? I'm asking you about public policy. There's fierce political debate on this committee. Senator Kennedy and I oftentimes disagree, but neither of us gets punished because he's wrong. But I'm very serious. We have got a situation here where people have strong points of view in this country and they express them. And should a person be subject to governmental action because a governmental agency or even the President of the United States doesn't like the opinion they're expressing? Should they?
Senator, as general counsel.
I'm not asking as general counsel. I'm asking you as citizen can do.
But I am still general counsel of the Federal Communications Commission. I'm under numerous legal, professional, and ethical.
You haven't been made mute because you're the general counsel. I'm asking you as a citizen, is there not a chilling impact when a government agency with enormous power opens an investigation when it doesn't like the words that come out of the mouth of Senator Welch or Senator Kennedy?
This is an issue that implicates pending matters before the Federal Communications Commission. It's inappropriate for me to comment.
My time is up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.